Hello guys and welcome back to another video. In this one I want to touch on a topic that you're probably doing wrong to some extent, and that is our beloved camelCase. This is something that we should probably get right, and the biggest offender in camelCase has to be acronyms. What is an URL? I don't know what that is, but the way that this has been written, right? If you look at this is lowercase. And if that is lowercase, it means that it should be an entire word, not an acronym. So in reality, what they mean is a URL. So it should be in capital letters, and that's crucial, right? Acronyms are in capital letters. Now, you may say, but Bosco, what if we have another word after that, right? How am I going to distinguish what is part of the acronym and what is the next word? Well, please, why don't you tell me? What do you think the start of this word right here is? So this one has only one capital letter, and that is the P. So it's param. Everything else is part of the acronym. That simple. Really is simple and intuitive. And now you may say, oh, but what if there's two acronyms, one after the other? Well, it turns out the majority of acronyms that we use are fairly common. I mean, tell me, please, where in this area is the separator? Like, where should we stop one word and start the other? I'll tell you. It's the U in URL, or the P in HTTP. I mean, it's fairly obvious where the stop is in this case. And if it isn't, worst case scenario, you can add a small, comment on top of it saying, should be, this is read this way. That's it. It's that simple. It really is that simple. You can add comments and documentation to the variables themselves. The majority of languages allow this. But let's go to the next one. You know who is a great proponent of this? JavaScript itself. And I know many people will say, oh, but you shouldn't use JavaScript as a standard. Okay, fair, okay. But still, I mean, these guys are doing it this way. Jason, all caps, because it's an acronym, okay? Same thing with URL. Oh, wow. Who would have expected this? You know what I mean? So they're doing it this way for a reason, okay? And now I want us to look at a bonus, right? And this is an egregious one as well, which is using ID, meant to be short for identifier, as ID in capital letters, which is identity document, right? Let's take a quick look at what happens if I do this. Oh, okay. Short for identifier. Easy to understand that A1, B2, C3 is our user's identifier, right? Again, ID, short in lowercase. Now, what happens if we have a system where a user is expected to actually upload the real identity document, right? And then we hash it, or we do something to securely store it in our system, right? In that case, do we know if this is the identifier or if this is the hash of their identity document? Well, we don't know. We have no way to know. And that's the problem with using capital letters or shortened words. And the worst offender in this case is Go, which forces you to do that through their naming convention. If you follow Go's naming convention, which honestly I suggest you do, they enforce this. And I absolutely hate this. Anyways, it's now up to you to decide if you want to keep using camelCase wrong or start using it the right way. That's going to be it for me for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. So, give it a like. If not, go ahead and flame me in the comments down below. I'll be able to take it. And with that said, I will see you guys on the next one. But don't forget to think, design, then code. Of course, have life. Have a good one.